Hi, my name's Sarah Mulligan from 360works, and I'm here today to demonstrate MirrorSync, 360works' new FileMaker synchronization tool. I've got here a contact management database loaded up on FileMaker server, and I'm accessing it and entering some data, which is great, but what if I want to take this database with me offline, on my laptop, say, or on my iPad or iPhone? Well, the solution to that is MirrorSync. MirrorSync will take your databases with you wherever you go and keep them all in sync. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to install this and set this up. We're going to run the Mac installer, and I'm going to just walk through these steps quickly to get it installed here up on the server. So I install it, and I create some username and passwords that I'm going to use to administer MirrorSync. It doesn't have to match anything that's currently out there. And the installation on the server was successful. Now to administer MirrorSync and configure it, I'm going to open a Safari window, and I'm going to browse to my server name /MirrorSync. And from here I'm going to launch the MirrorSync client. Now that it's installed, we just need to configure it to work for this database. So we'll just walk through these dialogues quickly. We say OK. And I'm going to type in my server address, my MirrorSync username and password that we just set up, and log in. Now this is the main MirrorSync main screen. This is going to show us all the syncs that we've got already in progress. It's going to show us a little diagram of what those databases look like. It's also going to show us any server messages. So I'm going to create a new synchronization, and I'm just going to make selections based on what my database looks like. So I want a bidirectional sync. We also do one-way syncs, and I want sequential primary keys. We also support UUIDs, which are new in FileMaker 12. I'm going to select that I'm all backed up because remember, synchronization can destroy your data. Now I'm going to enter in the information for the database that's up on the server, enter in my credentials, and I'm going to select Contact Management Database. Select Next. Now we need to select the layouts that we're going to actually use to sync. MirrorSync does this on a per layout basis. That's how it decides what fields get synced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create new layouts for both tables that I want to sync. I've got a contact table and a notes table. So I'm going to create one for my contact, and I'm just going to use all of my fields. Now I'm going to look through this. I'm going to look for anything that might slow down the synchronization process. That could be unstored calculations, it could be summary fields, it could be globals. Here I've got some globals that I'm going to take out. You'll see anything that doesn't have a green magnifying glass. See how this has a yellow one? That's going to mean that it's going to be slow to search, and it's going to be slow to sync. So I'm just going to take this out. If you leave these things, if you leave container fields and such in, it's not going to affect the workings of MirrorSync, but it might slow down your synchronization process. So we really recommend that you create new layouts for these. Now that I've got all the green magnifying glasses, I'm good to go. So I'm going to save this and create my second one, which is for my notes. So I'll create sync_notes. I'm going to move all the fields over. And it looks like this one's good. I've got green magnifying glasses everywhere, which is perfect. So now I'm going to go back to MirrorSync. I'm going to refresh the layouts. MirrorSync updates the list. I'm going to move over just the layouts I want to sync. We select Next. Now we're going to select the primary keys. I'm just going to scroll through this drop down. I'm going to select my contact ID and my notes ID. I'm also going to select the modification timestamp that's in each table. These are the only two fields that you really need for MirrorSync to work appropriately, but chances are you already have them in your database. The next screen shows us our foreign key mapping. Foreign keys are very important for relationships. So I've got notes are related to contacts. And you can see here in the drop-down, it fetches a list of all the fields. So if we just skip this, you'll see that the two tables are unrelated. But if we go back and we enter in our ID for notes, sorry, this isn't quite right. Wrong drop-down box. There we are. We enter in the foreign key contact for the table contact under the notes table. We hit next. We'll see that contact is now related to notes in a one-to-many relationship. So that's right, and we hit next. Next we choose any layouts, any fields that we want to sync. Since we already made our layouts, we know that these are all right. So now we're going to copy our table, our script, and our layout. First we'll copy our table onto our clipboard. We say OK. Now I'm going to go to File, Manage Database, and paste in this MirrorSync table that it needs. Since we're doing this all in FileMaker, this doesn't require any plugins or anything extra, so you can take this with you on your iPad or iPhone, anywhere. Next we copy our empty script, and we'll go to Manage Scripts and paste that in there somewhere. In the General tab, there we are. We'll save. That looks good. Next we copy our layout. FileMaker already made a layout for us when we made our MirrorSync table, but we're going to replace all of those fields with a layout that we can use that has a big sync button on it that we can use to sync, and also display messages about how the synchronization has gone. So I'm just going to select everything on this layout and get rid of it. I'm also going to remove this header, and I'm going to paste in our new layout elements. Now I'll just tidy up this layout so it's nice to look at. Alright, we save it and exit. Alright, finally we copy the script steps. Based on the selections we made earlier in the configuration, MirrorSync has dynamically generated a script with all the appropriate field names. So what I'm going to do is I'll manage scripts again, and I'm going to open up that empty MirrorSync script that we pasted, and I'm going to paste in the script steps themselves. Now if you look at this and you scroll through, you'll see it's got set field to the field names themselves. Here's all our field names: contact management, city, email, phone, etc. So this is all perfect. Don't need any get variables or anything that might break. It's just set field steps. Finally, we're going to download a copy of the file that we can take with us wherever we go. I'm going to enter in my admin console login, so that what this does is it actually logs into the server, pauses the database for us, downloads a copy, and then opens it again. So we don't have to actually open the admin console for anything. Alright, now I've got a copy here on my desktop, and that's the copy of the database on the right, and I've got a copy of on the server, and that's the one on my left. I'll show you here if I enter, first I need to run the script for the first time. That's going to link MirrorSync, that's going to link this file back to the server with MirrorSync. Alright, now we're in demo mode. Demo mode will work for 24 hours after you've downloaded a copy of MirrorSync from our website. After that, you'll need to download new copies of the FileMaker database file if you want to continue using MirrorSync. You don't have to reinstall MirrorSync itself, but you need to click this download database button for it to work again after 24 hours. So we'll say OK. Now I can make a couple changes to this copy I've got here on my desktop. I'm going to enter in a phone number or an email or something like that, and then I'm going to use my script for MirrorSync, and it checks, and we see here a modified record 1. So it knows that we modified that particular record. This keeps everything all in sync. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of MirrorSync. If you're interested for more information, please go to 360works.com/MirrorSync. You can also like us on Facebook for all the latest updates, or follow us on Twitter. You may also email us at plugins@360works.com if you have any inquiries. Thank you very much and have a nice day.